Divorce is chic.
Divorce is chic.
Divorce is chic, and it makes you hot.
So hot. Hot. I have literally, like, any divorced person I meet, I'm like, oh, you're hot as hell. Something happens to you. You have a
Maybe
glow
we should
up,
get divorced.
a
Maybe that's like the
transformation.
skin treatment I've been actually looking for.
It's divorce.
Is divorce. Hi, I'm coming after everything you have. Phoebe.
And I'm shocked.
And welcome to Do You Ever Feel Like?
Where we ask the questions that everyone's thinking and no one's answering.
I'm loving this lip.
I don't
A
know.
mauve lip? Is that
Yeah.
mauve? I never really know
Mauve.
what mauve is. I'm not. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. It's mauve. Well, I was watching something the other day. I knew this was going to happen. When? I love this mauve moment.
Yeah, I feel like as I've aged, I can't do makeup anymore. Do you feel this way? I used to be able to do makeup. I used to
You've
be able,
seen me. You've
and
seen
now I'm
old
like,
past me.
yeah.
I used to shellac it on before I went to an office.
I
That's
think
insane.
about like my high school days and how I used to shellac my whole thing before I even went to school. And it was like, that's wild. That's so like, I literally feel like I don't know how to do it anymore. Like I put on a lip or like I put it, and I'm like, I feel like I'm awkward and weird and I don't know what I'm doing or why, what goes where. Like,
I've been looking for like a foundation to wear on stage and I can't find anything. The only like hypoallergenic, girls, please write in, help me out. I want to find like a hypoallergenic, like sensitive skin foundation, and the only ones I can find have SPF in. And I just feel like that looks weird on a stage because you get that like,
oh, that's not what you
sheen.
want.
You look
That's
wet.
not what you want. That's not what you want
No.
on stage. That's what you want, you know, in life. You know what I mean? Like, go, not under lights.
which is nice.
Yeah.
You know, oh, God's saying to shut up. Oh my God. I'm going to say it anyway. People wear makeup to work out in. Do you see that?
Oh.
I can't. That's incredible. Oh, the recent season of Couples Therapy. I don't know if it's just because she's on camera, but that girlfriend's wearing a full face of makeup on her Peloton. That can't be good.
Oh, no. No.
That can't be good for the skin.
But, you know, people are going to the gym to have sex. This is a thing people do. This is like people
I think men do that. I don't think any woman I know is doing that.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying like,
and if you're
gym,
a gay man, of course, that's
Yes.
called heaven, and
Yes.
I'd like to go.
Exactly.
But
I just mean like, like the gym is apparently a place where you're trying to meet somebody.
I don't think the straights are doing that.
Oh, okay.
I think
Well,
just the gays are doing that.
that's why I always
is that happening to
assumed.
you in your gym? No, I just think women are self-conscious and they leave the house with like a full face of makeup. Like, yeah, I see it, and I'm like, that can't feel
I just
nice.
assumed that what it was is like people wanted to have makeup on because they like want to meet somebody at the gym. Maybe. I'm wrong. I don't know.
Good luck, God bless, but
I am fine going to the gym looking absolutely a mess. Like the other day, I was wearing like torn sweatpants and
it's
like a
for
bleached
being
shirt.
crazy. Hey, you know what? Actually, honestly, let's bring that back because people come in with their like little outfits and listen. God bless, okay? But I am a rat woman and I deserve to dress and look like a little freak when I leave my house. I left the other day. I rode my bike to my weight training class, which was a mistake because then you have to ride your bike home. I was cooked after. But I wore like these really horrible Lululemon, like old Lululemon bike shorts, which are like, I don't know if anyone else experienced. I don't know if this is because I have a massive dumper, but like my butt eats Lululemon pants.
Oh, everything. My butt eats everything.
I mean, it's everything.
Literally
Yes.
everything.
So like whatever concept of an inseam is available to me is just quickly gone. And so I am riding my bike wearing underwear.
Exactly.
And then when I get there, I'm like wearing this massive t-shirt because, you know, I like to just work out in like as little clothing as possible. Which is fine. I don't care what I look like, but I have like this massive t-shirt over top so that like people harass me a little bit less when I'm out on the streets. So I look insane because I have this, you know that beige shirt I have with like the checks on it? It's full of holes and it's big. So I look like I'm from the sewers, and I just have this big shirt on, no pants. I look like Pooh Bear, like booting through the streets on my bike. Red-faced, and I'm like sweaty when I get to the weight class.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah. How have you been? What's happening? What's going on?
Well, I told you this the other day. I have a goal, and I figured out why I have this goal. So I have a goal to do an open mic a week. I have to figure out this goal though, because I need to give it a deadline. You know, how many open mics am I doing? Is it like an open mic a week for the summer? But the reason why I'm doing this, because I have another goal. I want to headline something. I think not the calendar year, within like 12 months. That's my goal, which I feel like is very doable.
Oh, that's so doable. I'm so ready for
I feel like I could
comedian.
probably call it. I mean, I'm glad. Yes, I know you're so happy about it. I you know me. I'm like, I feel like I'm like on a stepping stone across. I'm so strategic about everything. But why was I thinking about this? I was like, I think sometimes I'm trying to shut up more about things that I'm making and doing. Because I was reading something the other day for something that I'm working on for Do You Ever about like the dopamine hit that you get when you share things, when you talk about stuff, is like if you say like, I'm writing a novel, you get the same like satisfaction as if you were to write the novel. And so I've been trying to shut up more so that I can do things. You know, I'm trying to move in silence. I'm trying to make moves. I'm embodying that like mystery artist archetype. Like I got to go in. Yeah. My friend Stila is really good at this.
Oh, yeah.
Because she like sits and waits. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm up to. I'm just trying to plot it out. I got to figure out that goal. And yeah. It's been good. I bombed bad the other night. It was bad. I'm embarrassed. I've taken days to recover from the embarrassment that I feel.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to come and see you. And like, I guess I will be. I was going to say I'll be front row. I'll be front row.
You could be front row.
Well, I was going to say in the wings.
No. You're not welcome in the wings.
You won't let me there. You won't let me there.
You're not allowed backstage. Get her away from me.
Exactly. Wow, I love this. Comedian Phoebe. Here we go.
Yeah. Strap in. It's pretty funny. I've been like starting my acts by saying like, hi, I'm new to comedy. And I get off stage and everyone's like, oh my God, you're so good. I can't believe you're new. And I'm like, I'm eating out to lunch on that one. Like I'm technically new to comedy, but
you're not new to going on stage and saying things or talking about things in front of an audience.
No, we just call it different stuff.
Exactly. I think the best show in town is your Pilates class or like any of your, really, I do. I think it's hilarious. You have a
You know what though? I think
time.
so too. Sometimes people don't like it.
Well, your audience will find you. Exactly.
Don't come back. Yeah. I got, one of the studios I used to work at used to send out like these automatic feedback forms that you would get like after somebody left the class, and then they would get sent to the instructor at the end of the week. And somebody wrote like good time, like 5 stars, very nice, good time, instructor was really chill. And I'm like, you're literally lying. Like I am the least chill person on planet. Or like it was just like a thing that you wrote. I thought it was so funny. I was like, this is very nice. But
it's
anyway.
Interesting like how we interpret each other's stuff too, right? Like you actually are trying really hard, right? Like to have a moment and someone's like, oh, you're so cool. It's like,
yeah. And I'm like, this is contrived. Anyway, how are you? How was your weekend?
It was good. It was nice. You know,
you saw a game? Here. You saw grandma?
I saw grandma. Oh my God. The stories
Any takeaways?
I come away with, she's in her moment of like true, whenever I think to myself, she's in her moment of true gossip. Whenever I think to myself like, oh, I have the most insane thoughts about the world. Like, or like, I'm like, oh, I'm so hypercritical of things or like whatever it is. I sat down with her and she had the most wild
out of pocket shit to say. Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
this is where I get it from. Actually,
When
like this woman who hates everything and everyone has like so much to say.
I think too at the end, like the end of my grandma's life, it got particularly loopy. She had Alzheimer's as well, but she was still very like you never knew who you were going to get. Sometimes you were going to get some sort of fantasy land. You didn't know where we were going to be. Yeah. Other times we were very much in the world, and she used to gossip about people in front of their faces. And I don't know I don't know if it's like age or something like that. And like I see like, where was I the other day? I saw this. Was it like some older women in classes? Maybe my mom was talking. I can't remember. But like, I don't know if there's something about like the gossip. You just start doing it in front of everyone's face. Like you're not like Sheila but we would be like in the common room of her like retirement home. And she'd be like, that bitch down there has got horrible taste. Her room's disgusting. I can't believe the throw that she has on her couch. And then she would like complain she hated going into like the dining room to eat with people. She goes, smacking around all these old people. It's gross.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Like she'll tell us this like the gossip or like her opinions or like whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're saying the most insane things. And I love it. I eat it up. She recently has had a true issue with like the way that the dining hall deals with dinner. Always has something to say. Like she's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I love visiting grandma because I'm like, oh, she's older, but my grandmother has literally always been that way. Like she just says the weird thing. Like I
think
that.
A lot of that is just like the veil kind of comes down a little bit too. You're like, I'm at the end. Like,
who
I can
cares?
say whatever the fuck I want. And I'm like, as you should.
Yeah.
You know?
As you totally should. Exactly. And yes. And then we did sports. We went to a baseball game.
I can handle a baseball game.
Yeah. I'm like writing a podcast episode about sports for us in my head.
Great. I'll wait then.
Because I want to like really look at the different sports and how they're like performance.
Yeah. Oh, American football is crazy town.
Oh yeah.
Crazy town.
Yeah.
I don't mind going to a football game here. And then my dad's a big Buffalo Bills fan. So I've like done that with him a couple times. And then actually, no, he was into college football for a minute too. So I've been to some of those. And like somebody like pivots 45 degrees and like fireworks go off and like shit happens. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is too much. Also, this is gay.
Oh, sports are so gay.
Gay.
Baseball?
Touching
gay.
Men. Yeah. I like baseball players.
Oh yeah. What's there
their
not
butts?
To like? What is there not to
Should we go to a Jays game when you guys are here?
Oh sure. Jack loves baseball. You know, he's all like into the physics of the ball, like, you know, all the stuff about, you know what I mean? All
what?
That. Yeah.
That's such a beautiful like boy. Like that I can handle. But like literally every other sport, I'm like,
I just like
shut up.
Yeah, whatever. We'll get into it if we ever do it.
Yeah, well, Sport Ep incoming. Stay tuned for Sport Ep. Anyway.
What have you watching? What have you been reading? Anything of note?
Okay,
I watched A Real Pain.
How'd you like that?
Surprisingly, really
I know.
liked it.
I liked it more than I thought I would too. Yeah. I turned it on to be a touch of a hater. And I liked it more than I thought. Yeah, I think really Jesse Eisenberg wrote it.
I like that. I liked that. I liked it. And I also kind of liked what he chose to, like, because, you know, like when you write something that you're also in, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing. I thought that was interesting, like how it was a good kind of observation of that process, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Like what your character gets in the writing of the thing. Like, I don't know.
That's interesting. He does that. I know he does that. He like goes on these, I can't remember what they call it. I think he might have called it like grief tours or something like that. Like he does these like sad tourism things.
Interesting.
So
like seedy underbelly, the real honest truth of the thing kind of thing.
Yeah, or more so like just not, I guess people travel for joy and he's like, I mean, I think it's just honestly Jews. It's a weird way to grow up, right? Just being told all the time. Anyway. So, I went to go see Friendship the other night. It was really good. Again, something that I knew it was going to be good. What's not, Paul Rudd. What's his name? Tim Robinson. He's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be good.
Is Tim Robinson, I Think You Should Leave?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how his humor was. You haven't watched any of that, have you?
No.
You know what I think you might like of his? I think you would hate I Think You Should Leave.
Oh,
I think you would actually hate it. Yeah. I think you would hate it. I think you would hate this movie. But of his work, I think you might like, he had the show, I think it's called Detroiters with his writing partner. I think you would really like that.
Okay.
I think you would hate this movie. Okay. It's got who's oh fuck, girl with dragon tattoo. What's her name? Rooney Mara. Her sister. Is it Kate? Katie? Kate Mara. She's in it. Oh, which is fun. So she's got this like really serious dramatic role. And actually, I don't want to ruin too much of it.
Oh yeah. No.
But anyway, it was so not what I thought it was going to be. It was so not what I thought it was going to be, and it was really funny. I also thought that his humor would be kind of annoying for that long of a time, but he did it really well. And I thought like it breaks every story. Honestly, maybe watch it just as like a fun storytelling. Like it breaks every, me when I'm watching things, I'm like, that's the killer, or like here's the pattern. Like I'm just Simon gets so irritated with me watching stuff.
Same.
You get irritated with me.
Yes, I do. But also I'm that person when I'm watching things with other people.
Right? Like if you know a structure or something, you can just see it. But like this, I couldn't do that with this movie. So it was kind of fun to watch for that reason.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe watch it for that reason.
I also like am an A24 like fangirl. Like I love watching anything A24. Like I just
maybe go see it, and go see it in a theater too. I would recommend, because it was a funny crowd. We tried to go last weekend and it was bumping. There was literally it was sold out.
Wow.
So people are really excited for it.
Paul Rudd with like a wig on too is like such a
It's so funny because I actually, I won't say anything.
Okay.
Because I just kept, me, I also just like love to clock a wig. I just love looking at wig lines, and I'm like, wow, they're doing such a good job with this wig. And then there's a moment with the wig. Anyway,
okay.
So
I love that.
Anyway.
We both ate up couples therapy.
So good.
That's something we're watching. That's something we watched.
I finished. I'm so sad. I didn't savor it. I ate it like it's like a big, delicious, like Black Forest cake. And I had the whole thing.
You were like, let's go. I know. I fucking love that show. I love Orna. I'm obsessed. It's so good.
I love her so much. And I love Virginia. You know what I love about Virginia? Why is she always sitting like that? Like she's so relaxing, and she's always like this. Exactly. Like she's always reclining, goes, Well, it's from the pattern of his father. And like, what if Virginia were your supervisor? I'd fucking pass away.
I want Virginia's job. I want to sit there.
I know you do. I know you do. You are Virginia. You're Virginia. And you know what? You're kind of embodying the Virginia aesthetic today a little bit. Yeah. With like a funky jacket.
We have a ring. We have a jacket. We have a necklace.
Your necklace needs to be 5,000 times bigger. Yeah. Do you ever watch Bake Off at all? No. Prue Leith, who's one of the judges, she has some wacky old lady necklaces. Where do you think they buy those things?
I don't know, but that's going to happen to me. Like I'm going to, whatever that is will happen to me. It is my destiny. It's who I will become.
Anyway, I feel like that's a good transition.
Oh, couples therapy? Yes. Everyone watch couples therapy. It's so good. It's great.
I love it. Could you imagine going on that show? Like, how do you like get into it?
It's so hard.
You surely can't be watching the show.
You can't be watching the show. And that I feel like that came up a bit this season, which I feel like hasn't come up in other seasons with the one guy where he was like, someone's going to see this. Like, there was like this like,
oh my God, that man, I could not believe that. I was like, I thought he was going to tell the craziest story I've ever heard on planet Earth. And he was just like, I was a, like,
yeah. the stuff that
Men
happens
are
to us.
fucking fucked up.
I know.
Holy shit.
Men are horrible.
This is the thing that you've been carrying around. It's secret, so secret that you didn't tell your wife until you were married for years.
I know.
For over a decade.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. I think Orna is like so smart, and the way she navigates all these things are so smart. And I love it. I love it. I love the show. Everyone should watch it, especially if you're in a relationship. Orna talks about that, like how she's trying to bring therapy like into the home and have it be a little bit more accessible, which I think is
I hope
great.
that I hope that more people go to therapy, because I feel like
it's a catalyst for that. Like watching the show, I think.
Yeah, and see that like you don't need to be. I feel like people have this like idea that, I mean, one, I can't believe that people are like out here raw dogging life in the first place, but then two, like like something genuinely traumatic happens to you and you're like, okay, it's fine, I'm just gonna go to work now. And I'm like, no, stop honking at people. Actually, literally, I almost got in a car accident on my way home from teaching before I came here. And I was like, that honk is not about me.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
That's about your father.
Go to therapy.
Truly. And I feel like, I don't know, do you ever have that where you're like, there's like a couple of intersections around here that I'm like, it's like a meeting of the minds. Like I'm always almost getting in a car accident. It's like a hellmouth or something like that. It's like where all the demons congregate around.
Yes, exactly.
And I was like entering and I was like, I'm going to get trapped.
I'm going to get hit, smacked in the face with someone else's trauma. Exactly. Of like what happened when they were a child. Totally. And
yeah, because your mother called them this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I just think it's, yes, everyone watch it. Orna's a slay. She's a slay person. She's fascinating. The way they make the show is super fascinating. I fucking love couples therapy. I literally, I mean, I do this with things that I really like all the time, obviously, but anybody who talks about it, I'm like, watch it. It's like, I'm like,
I know. It's so good.
I'm like, you have
Boris
to.
and Jessica. Oh my God. I Googled that man earlier. Watch out.
I have so many thoughts about Boris. Jessica.
Holy shit. But at the same time, I'm like, when I catch myself being judgmental, I'm like, I can't believe you put yourself out there like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's really vulnerable.
Yeah. And
So-
I'm always surprised with like who I identify with in the couple, who I go through the journey of understanding, and I originally kind of hate this person, and like it's all of that.
Totally.
It's so good. And Orna, she holds us like as the audience and them.
Yeah.
It's wild. Her capacity is amazing. Anyways,
Insane. Anyway, should we get to the theme?
let's get to the question of the week. Phoebe, do you ever feel like divorce?
I'm taking everything you've got. I'm going to come after everything you own.
Okay.
I want to get a divorce.
A divorce.
Yeah, let's get divorced. Everyone, let's get divorced.
This is a very pro-divorce space that you've walked into, guys.
Oh my God, I think of that all the time. Like if I were to have like a dating like advice show and somebody like, my boyfriend would be like, break up with him, red flag. Nope.
Oh,
Nope, not worth it. Gone.
Next.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate that man. Leave him and take him for everything he's got.
Everything. I have a friend, and in her dating profile, it says like open to divorce.
Oh my God. Okay, but that's just smart, because Simon gets kind of irritated with me about this all the time when I talk about like, you know, one day when we break up or whatever, and he was like, why would you say things? I'm like, because you have to talk about it.
Yes.
Like rationally, because that's what makes people go insane when they think we're never gonna get separated. It's like saying you're never gonna have cancer.
Oh,
Like you just don't know. You might go insane.
you literally don't know. You never know. And like, yeah, I think it's also funny because when she's dating in the world, she's like, I'm open to divorce, but then I'm also open to divorce people.
Divorcees.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, I'm like, she's like, I'm comfortable within that world of like all the stuff that brings up. And I think
love
that's
that.
slay. Yeah.
No, divorce is chic.
Divorce is chic.
Divorce is chic, and it makes you hot.
So hot.
hot. I have literally, like, any divorced person I meet, I'm like, oh, you're hot as hell. Something happens to you. You have a
Maybe
glow
we should
up,
get divorced.
a
Maybe that's like the
transformation.
skin treatment I've been actually looking for.
It's divorce.
Is divorce.
Exactly. And like, yeah, it just looks like everybody's having a real good time once you've been through divorce.
Well, because drama, good.
Yeah.
You know, that's high. Divorcee, you can call yourself that. That's
Hot.
a chic word. Just bottom line, like, why is it okay? Divorce is so bad. Why do you make it sound so good? And then also divorce parties. Sign me up. You know, I'm there.
Yeah,
I think if I were gonna have a divorce party, I would come in. Ooh, actually, I'm of two minds. I would have a divorce party. You could maybe go the funeral route where you could do like a really chic kind of like cunty veil and wear all black. Maybe I might do a reveal. I'd like walk in. We'd have like a processional. Maybe should I arrive in a coffin? Men carry me in a coffin. They set me down. I open up. I come up. I have a bouquet.
You have a bouquet.
And also I think I'm wearing a top hat.
Okay.
You know, was it Cola Scola was wearing like a little top hat with like a veil?
Yes.
Like 2002 Parent Trap, something like that. Something like that. And then I think I'd do a reveal and then it'd be like, just kidding, girls. Tear off clothing. I've got a cape. Cape peels off. All pink glitter outfit. Then I put on a cowboy hat. It's got fringe on the sides.
And then we slay.
Divorce party. Yeah.
And then we slay the way.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love that.
I feel like we're not talking about divorce parties enough.
I don't really know what a divorce party is, except like people being like, we're here for you, slay, here's a gift. Do they do gifts? I don't know.
I don't know.
What is it? Like, what is it?
Do you get the gift that you gave the wedding person back? They're like, here's this 20-year-old stand mixer.
I don't know. I don't know what a divorce party is. I mean, they seem like a very lovely concept. I don't know. I think we should definitely be throwing women divorce parties specifically.
Well, if you're a man out here booting around talking about how much you love divorce, this is also how I feel about men in general. The second I said this to a friend a bit ago who like got off stage and he was like, how do you think that went? I was like, do you want my honest opinion? The second men start talking about women, I'm just going to assume that you're a fucking misogynist creep. And so you need to do a lot of work to make me not think that. And you need to do a lot of work to counteract that like belief. You know what I mean? So when men start talking about their divorce, I'm like, are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Oh yeah.
You know?
1,000%. Oh yeah. Totally. Divorcees seem to have a fun time out in the world. I watched Ali Wong's special a couple months ago. It was so funny. Her most recent one on Netflix, it's called Single Lady. And it's all about like her divorce and everything. And she talks about how like, you know, it's great. She's got this great joke about getting divorced in your 40s and how it's like the slay time because like you're still healthy and young and you can have like great sex but like you already have had kids and then she has a great joke about being a divorced mom and how like all these men are after her divorced mom energy. I mean it just sounds like
I can't wait to be 40 something and have sex with a 22-year-old man. That's gonna be great for me.
She has this great joke. It's like divorced moms are great. Like, she doesn't want to have your kids. She just wants to get dicked down.
Yeah.
And it's fucking true.
I like that joke.
She doesn't want to hear about your feelings. She just wants to have sex.
And I'll have money, too.
Yeah.
I'll be like, here you go, baby.
Yeah.
Take an Uber over, you know?
Which is exactly how, exactly. Well, it's so good. It's so funny. That's how she was living her life. I love it.
I love that.
It's a good special.
I love that for her.
Highly recommend.
How do you think you would be as a divorcee?
I don't know.
I think I'd be amazing at it. Like, I think about this a lot. Like, Simon and I. Okay. Also, I feel like we should back up.
Okay, let's.
We're gonna talk about this as two ladies in relationship with men. Okay. So, if you're some non-binary they, them barista in Portland, I love you. Not only do I respect you, I uplift you. I vote for you. I am here with you in the streets. If you're some non-binary barista in Portland and you're a polycule of 15 people and you've ascended, I love that for you. I'm not talking about that right now. Okay?
Okay.
So let's just get it together, girls.
Yeah.
Why is it? Listen, I don't even consider myself a monogamous person, but why are poly people so fucking annoying?
The
I didn't
Miranda
ask.
July group chat.
Oh my God, I didn't ask. That's the least interesting thing I said, because I went to art school. Like, I just...
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I don't think that's interesting.
No, yeah.
What's that Chris Fleming joke? The, like, the people that you want to be poly or never poly, and like the people that like you're like, I simply can't hear about this any longer.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, good for you. You figured out a way to like not be in this thing. Slay. Go ahead.
And if you want to,
carry on.
literally, I can't remember. I think it's called Rainbow Family Law Center. She's fucking fab. She's like this lawyer in New York. She's just like doing all this shit so that, like, you know, if have like a multi-partner household and you've got kids together, you're like protected legally. It's fascinating stuff. I'm just not talking about that right now, okay?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Because I can see the comments. And I don't want to fucking listen to it. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I think I would be amazing at being divorced. I think Simon and I talk about it all the time. I'm like, we should break up. We'd be so good at it.
I think divorced kids are good at
are good at.
I don't know if you feel this way, but this is being a divorced child.
It makes you good at things.
Makes you good at things. This is where we're coming to this conversation from, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're both children of divorce.
It makes you less insane.
Yes, it does. I watched my parents transform their lives. I saw them as independent people very young. I think that's what divorce does. And now I know that I can do that. I can walk away from a thing that doesn't serve me, and it doesn't need to be. I mean, it was drama llama.
Or be bad. Like, go through a bad thing and be like, and then I'll be okay.
And
like,
then I'll be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a very, I think I can kind of do anything.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But I think that's part of it. I think it's because I watched my parents go through, like, a very hard, very traumatic, not great time, all of us, and just be, and like, you know, here I am.
Exactly. So I think, I do think divorced kids could be better at divorce, I guess. The statistics say that you're more likely to get divorced if you're a child of divorce. And I think that has something to do with it, right?
Yeah. I wonder if that's just because you're less likely to, I mean, I'm sure part of that has to do with like economics, right? And like,
all this stuff.
Same thing. Yeah. Like I'm thinking like, you know, if you get married young, you're more likely to get divorced. But I think that's because, you know, you get married young typically because you don't have a lot of money, blah, 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 blah. All of these things. Right. I think I'm having 5,000 thoughts. Let me finish the first one. But I also think that maybe part of that group is just like less tolerant of like a bad situation and know that you can leave if you want to. Because you've seen it.
Yeah. I think that I definitely...
Or it's demystified in some... I said that like a crazy way. Demystified.
Demystified. Yeah. For sure. And I think like the presentation of like your options are quite different when you're a kid of divorce. Like, my dad grew up saying, never get married. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just an obvious thing that I would grow up and get married. It wasn't just like what you do, you know what I mean? Because my parents are, you know, kids of divorce. Yeah. Or I was a child of divorce. I think when you're a kid of divorce, two things happen, and I have the Adele album to prove it, which is
Exhibit A,
which is that you kind of try to do it better. Like, you try to do marriage better. You convince yourself that this will never happen to you, right? And you like go into that thing. And that's what I did. What I did until I was married and actually was like contemplating divorce and was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, had to face myself.
Everywhere
and deal
you
with
go,
it.
there you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think or I think you totally reject this like coupling in general and marry, and you're like, I'm never going to do this. I think I went through many phases. I went through like as a child, you know, a teenager, I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to
I was
get
going to
married.
say, did you want to get married as like a, because yeah,
No.
neither did I.
Yeah. And then I came into it and was like, okay, actually, maybe this makes sense because of all the things that marriage as a legal contract protects you around, right? Like if this is the system we live in and this is the only thing that's going to be present for us when we might break up, then like we need, like my dad had gave me great advice after he got over his never get married, the bitterness of his divorce. Yeah. He was like, no, getting married is protect certain things, and like it's kind of broke business if you don't. Like you're kind of doing like
second
bad.
you have, you have anything.
Business.
It's I mean, not to be all Florence Pugh Little Women, but it's an economic decision. And I think that's the thing that really, like, I was always very much, I never want to get married. Simon wanted to get married, and I like kind of half talked him out of it. Yeah, because he like he grew up with parents that love each other. Okay, whatever. Good for you. Whatever.
That's not us.
Yeah. The one thing I will say about like divorce too is like if it's people, I think people think it's so dramatic, and his parents will say to me sometimes like, "Oh, say hi to your parents," meaning my mom and my stepdad, and then they'll be like, "Your mom," and I'm like, "It's okay." My stepdad is one of my parents. It's fine. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh my god, no."
Yeah.
But I keep losing my train of thought.
Simon wanted to get married. You didn't.
Oh yeah, and I think it's been like a slow drip, or I've like slowly walked on over to the other side. Like actually, it's a financial. It's not just a legal contract. It's like a way to financially protect yourself. I have a friend who split up with their partner of like a very long time. They owned a house together. And they weren't married, and they were like, I will not be doing that again. I will get married next time my partner moves in with me, because it was so much more, it was very, you know, whatever the best way you can call it, anything like that, amicable. It turned just generally messy because there was no
like
boilerplate contract that they could start from or move back from. And so it became really complicated, and they were going through like bank records to see like how much money was put in what, like just weirdness, you know. And they had said to me, they were just like, I will simply not be doing that ever again, which I think is and then like, you know, like I've talked about a lot, like I've, you know, my health stuff I've been going through the last couple of years, and blah, 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 blah. It's complicated. And I just think like you can't have, I don't think you can just have an opinion about it any longer. I think you need to actually really consider if it works for you. And part of it, I will say, is like, I really hate the idea of being somebody's wife. Like I really, really, really hate that. Yeah. And I don't think, I'm still not quite there yet, but I do think marriage is the best option for me. I will not be doing a wedding at all. And if I get married, it will be in this top and these jeans, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's kind of a similar kind of way that we should be looking at divorce, right? Like, right? Like marriage, and this is kind of how I feel about these things. Like we get all of them confused. We get love confused with monogamy. We get monogamy confused with marriage. We get marriage confused with like, it's just like we mess up with weddings. Like marriage doesn't have to mean wedding, which doesn't have to mean love, which doesn't have to mean like there are plenty of people that are married that are
My
not
mother
in love.
had a wedding and isn't married, so you can do that.
Or exactly. Like there's so many different things, and we get them all kind of confused because of the systems we live within. And I think that happens with divorce too. Like there are plenty of people that decide not to stay together but don't legally get divorced, right? Like because for some reason it makes more sense for them on paper to stay together, or there's some benefit that they get, or there's some like whatever that looks like, right? Like, and I think the drama, which is slay, which is like humans being messy, like we're little messy bitches. We confuse all of this stuff, and that's what creates this like that feeling that you're, you know, Simon's parents have when they're like, Phoebe, say go, like, you know what I mean? Like that's where that comes from. And I think like, it's so funny. That has happened to me so many times where I'll be at like my mom's, or I'll be at my dad's or something, and one of my friend will forget that they're divorced or something, right? And they'll be like, well, say hi to your mom and dad if I'm like visiting my dad.
And then they're like, oh, you poor broken puppy out in the cold.
Exactly.
You have no love. I love that. You come from a broken home. That's so funny. That's so funny.
It's so insane.
Yeah.
I have not met a single other divorced kid of divorce that isn't happy that their parents got divorced. I really haven't.
Well,
I have not.
I know one. And I think it was in art school, and they were fucking insane. They were so fucking weird. I was like, girl, that happened so long ago. Get over it. Because I think fundamentally, it's like you're talking about your parents' relationship. Like, I don't care what you get up to.
Oh,
that's none of my business. It's none of my business, and I cannot simply care. You know?
Yeah, totally. And like, I think like for me at least, I'll just speak from my parents.
Yeah, speak from the eye.
I speak from the eye. With my parents, the stuff that got in the way or the stuff that messed me up had had nothing
to do with them being divorced. Yeah, it was present either way. Yeah,
it was there no matter what. Like, and it's better that it's not there now, right?
Yeah.
Like it would have been there no matter what. And it was like it made the divorce maybe more complicated because it was there, you know. But like all that stuff, it goes with you. Yeah, no matter if you're like divorced together. There's that's the stuff that messed me up.
I think we need to talk more about arranged marriages, or at least at the like fundamentally going into things with like a very cut, like, here's what I want. Here's this contract. Let's enter this contract together. You know, like when we talk about to like other people, our arrangement, like our arrangement makes it sound like we're married to each other.
Based on the argument we're making right now, we are married to each other.
And that's what I mean. It's like you wouldn't talk. I'd be like, here's this person I make life decisions with.
Financial decisions with.
Here's this person that I need to consult if I were to make a decision about pretty basic shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Honestly. And if I said to you that we didn't have a contract or an understanding or a negotiation or constant, I think you and I should go on couples therapy. I mean, I think we'd be amazing at it.
I want us to go on Esther Perel's show about like working together.
Okay, shout out Esther. Come on, let's go. Did I tell you that Simon and I, we got kicked out of couples therapy for being too slay?
They're like, you're too on top of it. I don't have time for you. Get out.
She called us highly attuned. I was just like, we were just like doing our own thing, and I think she felt useless. So anyway, but I think that would be us in couples therapy too, you know? Like, sorry you're bad at your job. I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say.
Sorry I'm not giving you enough drama. Sorry I'm amazing at this.
Oh
anyway.
God. I like yelled at my couples therapist.
I know. I know. If I got yelled at by you, I would be so scared. I've never been yelled at by you.
Oh.
I've never been yelled at by you. Just you wait, girl. Your time.
This is what happens. It simmers.
No, I think it's because we talk. I'm like, every time I have a...
It's because we're in a relationship.
Mildly,
exactly.
No, look, we're doing it right now. Every time you make me mildly irritated, I tell you to your face. But I'm just like that with people too.
That's because we're highly attuned.
That's because we're highly attuned.
So... Where were you guys?
I don't know what I was talking about. Who knows? Anyway, divorce. Let's talk about divorce. Jacqueline, tell me about divorce.
Okay. So well, first of all, I think it's interesting that when we were doing our research, I didn't realize that no-fault divorce is such an early, like, it's such a concept that just happened. It just stepped onto the scene, really. Like,
I know, which is dark.
Which is really dark. Like, I found a year of 1969 in the U.S., and I think you were saying 1990 something.
It might even be early 2000s. Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy, though, that the U.S. has had
well, apparently.
And then I'm sure it's maybe state to state, too, even.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like,
because
you guys level, and then we have state things. Yeah, we're complicated over here.
Our stuff is typically, like, I would say, across the board, standardized pretty federally, and then there's like small changes. I don't even just mean with divorce. I mean like with like gambling and liquor.
I think what's kind of fascinating about this is that no-fault divorce came on the scene because our president at the time wanted to divorce someone. Like, I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
It was,
of course.
it was like
it's always a man. It's like Henry VIII.
yes, exactly.
He's like, I hate Catholicism, actually.
Yes.
Has anyone
Yes,
ever
exactly.
really fucking hated Catholicism before? I think no more. Church of England. Let's go.
Oh yeah, beheadings.
Yeah.
That's what you want to get back to that.
No, I mean, like, he, like, made divorce. He, like, that's why he stopped being Catholic, because he was like, I want to get divorced. And the Pope was like, nah, dog, you're the king. And he was like, never mind, I'm not Catholic. Actually, I'm not Catholic, so.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the president because this is bothering
Divorced,
me.
beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived.
That's a Slay musical. We all need to see
6?
it. Yes.
You've seen that? When?
Well, I technically saw the Chicago production of it before it went to New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it good? It looks
Couple
goofy
gals
as
in
fuck.
it. It's a good time. You go for
Sure.
a good time.
Sure.
Honestly, if you're going through a divorce, go see that.
You're like, at least I'm not being beheaded.
Exactly.
Girl, if he isn't willing to establish the Church of England for you, he's not worth it.
Get out. Okay, it was Ronald Reagan. So Governor Ronald Reagan. It wasn't a president. It was Governor Ronald Reagan made no fault divorce legal in California first, and then it started going through the states, basically.
That's disgusting. I mean, I'm a fan of no fault divorce, but I hate that.
I know.
Disgusting man.
I know. So anyways, I mean, if we're talking about no fault divorce, so no fault divorce is like, you don't have to prove that either party was like doing any type of wrongdoing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think that that's like kind of wild that like even like before my mom was on the, you know, like that, my mom was like 10, 11 years old at that time or whatever. Like, I think that's wild.
I think about that stuff a lot. Like when my mother was born, you couldn't get a credit card.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Like, and I just
yeah.
like, I don't know. That's not that long ago.
I know. And so now, and I think this is the same in Canada, like with no fault divorces, you can get it, but you have to prove that you've been living apart, you've been living separately.
Yeah.
So like there's like these phases of divorce. Like first it's separation, you know, where you've got like at least, I don't know if there's like a time in it for you guys, but for us it's
it's a year.
Yeah. And then you've got like going through the actual process of divorce.
You should, if you got to have a divorced kid in your relationship so that you know these things. Like, I think I were to ask Simon, I'd be like, how do we get divorced? He'd be like,
you would have no idea. And I've been able to kind of speak to the adults, you know, with my friends when my friends are like, oh my gosh, this is going to mess my kid up forever. Like I've been able to be like,
you already fucked them up. It's fine.
They would be fucked up either way. And you're going to be fine. Look at how slay I am. You know what I mean? Like, look at, you know.
Do you feel like you have any like tips for people who are, or like things that you would definitely do knowing what you know from being a child of divorce?
No. Okay, here's the one thing I
would
like
say. Absolutes or something like that?
Yeah. I think I do.
Like, I have like some opinions about it and like the ways in which I would be proceeding if it were me, you know?
I don't think I have any absolutes, except I think I have one. I would never put like what I'm going through on my child's opinion of
you got to shut up about
divorce.
The other parent.
The other parents. The other parent for sure. That just seems like a given to me to not even say, but like, yes.
Yeah, well, that's not what people do. But anyway,
no.
Like,
I really respect when people try and like keep the other person like as an objective parent and not color the opinions. Like, I think you should definitely do that. But I also think like,
and that's forever too, by the way, not till just they're 18.
Forever. Yeah. You're going to be in a relationship with this person in some way, shape, or form forever because you have children with them. I mean, I think one of the things I was going to say was like, I remember feeling, again, I'll speak from the eye. I remember feeling as a child, is this really that big of a deal?
Ooh,
because there was so much. Well, first of all, I didn't grow up with a lot of other families that went through divorce because I went to Catholic school and that was like not a thing and blah, blah, blah. But I just remember being like, I'm being asked to like have an opinion about this that isn't actually mine as a divorced kid. Like I think that that's something that we put on kids of divorce, and we don't let them have their own experiences. Like, let your child have their own experience of this thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's separate from how you feel as the divorced parent going through the relationship or going through the divorce.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to have their own. Because I remember, you know, that line, the divorced kid line that everybody gets. Mom and dad just want you to know that this is not your fault.
Oh,
that line. And I remember being
is it?
A, is it? But also B, like, that is such adult thinking. Like, a child is not going like, oh, I did something wrong.
No.
Like, that's actually us putting our own shit on the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it never would have occurred to me that would be my problem until my parents said, this is not your fault. And then I'm like, yeah, exactly. Is it my fault? You know?
You're like, wait a second.
Wait. And maybe
I wasn't thinking that, but no, I am.
No, I am. And maybe that conversation is helpful at some point when they come to their emotions about it. But like, let your kid have their own opinions about what's happening, have their own opinions about like their role in the thing. Like, it's just, I just remember feeling like, am I actually sad about this, or is this my parents' stuff, sadness, my parents' grief, my parents' thing, you know?
Yeah, it's funny you say that too. Like, I remember when for a moment and like for a couple of months, my parents were coming back and forth to the house. Like my brother and I, like they were staying at friends' houses. And so my brother and I were there, and when the house was like, they put it up for sale and then like it sold pretty quickly or whatever, my dad was like, are you guys sad? And I was like, no, we all hate it here. Like, he thought this has become like a ghost house or something like that. Like, no one liked being in this house. And I remember being kind of jealous of my parents leaving each week and be like, take me with you out of this hellhole, you know, like this sucks. And like, my dad was like, are you guys okay? And he like went out and like bought a condo without like showing us first. And he was like, I'm sorry, you didn't get to see it before I bought it, blah, blah, blah. Is that all right? And I was like, slay, we're getting out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think people put so much on their kids. Like, I think something, and I think about it from like the kids' perspective a lot. I think the thing I would do is, one, have a prenup of some kind. I think having or just an exit plan, like even if you're moving in together with somebody, being like, okay, if we get separated, one, are we going are things 50-50? Why? You know? And then two, like for a long time, someone was making more. Oh, well, like our income has always gone back and forth, actually. Like there's been periods of time where I've made more money, he's made more money, and we're 50-50. And then I remember one day just being like, this is dumb. Like, and this is fully a thing that I think I'm like, I'm a feminist. I won't let this thing happen. Then I'm like, I'm literally just letting this man take this money from me. This is stupid. It's like Sex and the City episode when Charlotte gives Carrie a ring. That's dumb. Take money from that man.
I can't believe she did not keep that check. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Are you kidding
It's that shit.
me?
You know, we got to stay vigilant, women.
We have to. And I think like on that note, is Chelsea Handler or Chelsea Handler? Oh my God. What?
Also Chelsea Handler. Shout out that bitch.
Go watch her stand up.
Chelsea Fagan, yeah.
Chelsea Fagan has done a couple episodes about, or a couple videos about divorce. And what is her part?
They've got this series called Asked and Answered, and Erin Lowry, I think she goes by Broke Millennial online. That's her business. Yeah, she talks about like how you already have a prenup. It's just whatever your state's boilerplate divorce laws are.
Yeah.
Which I was like,
whoa. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that's what I say to you know, anybody who's getting married. I'm like, check in on that shit. Like, because we know, you know what I mean? Like, before you get divorced.
Yes, exactly.
Check in on that.
And then I think also in the States too, it has to do with like where you got married as well, right? Like that's where you have to file for divorce or something like that.
I think that was a thing until quite recently, because I looked this up. And apparently now it's where you are in residence, and it only like where you're where you have a residence, because it only gets more complicated, because like you have like if you're in the States, for example, like some people have properties in a couple different places, or they have assets in different like whatever. So it has to be like where you are, like your address that you spend the most time in, or residency. At least that's what I saw or researched. Yeah. Like, because I remember my parents had a couple of options, I think, even. And I think that was only help. I think at that point when my parents got divorced, that was only something that happened because they had a house, like they had property in different states. You know what I mean? and they all had different divorce laws. So I think they basically chose whichever one was like better or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, states are funny that way. I mean, I would just like the rule here, and I actually think this is the UK. The UK is 50-50, everything, including, which I think is weird, children. And I just think like that's so fucked up. Like the default being a child packs up their things each week and like moves house to house is so fucked up to me. I had a friend when I was in school whose parents had their house was, they turned it into a duplex, and they had like a parent apartment, and then they had like they would move back and forth.
That's really common, I think, in basically everywhere but the U.S. Like I think it's like a very
I think
European,
it's so
like
I'm again, sorry if you have
chic.
children. Sorry, it's sexy. I mean, all of these things, abuse dependent, blah 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 blah. But like,
of course,
I think once again, and I'm love that you're having a great time in your 15-person polycule, but I think trying to properly co-parent with somebody is
so hard.
Like, oh my God, I just remember like as a teenage girl trying to pick out your outfits for the week and then put them in, by the way, a garbage bag because we didn't have suitcases. But anyway. Yeah. And like, that sucks, like trying to figure out your whole life. Anyway.
So you had to go back and forth. As a kid.
And I didn't last for very long. I left home pretty young. Anyway.
Yeah. I didn't have to do that. So, I mean, I did and I didn't. It wasn't 50-50. So it didn't feel, I felt like I spent most of my time at my mother's house, the house I grew up in.
Yeah. People call it like nesting parents or whatever. So it's take fucking shifts if you can't be in the same damn room together, but like, come on. Anyway,
I think it
that's just something I feel very like strongly about, and like something I would never, or not even never, I just would consider in that situation only, and I only know that because I've been through it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, all these things are complicated, but yeah. I want to talk about our top secret source because she had so many things to say, and I just think, we need to share what she's got going on. Okay, so we have a top secret source that is a divorce lawyer. This is my friend. Well, someone I knew.
No, this is a secret special write-in media get on the exclusive to the Do You Ever Feel Like podcast.
Okay, great.
Jacqueline.
Yes. Okay, cool. So I really liked how she approached this because it was like some statistics, but also just like patterns that she sees as a divorce lawyer, things that she wishes people knew, stuff like that.
You must get so much gossip. And I feel like you'd probably be plagued and burdened with it because you probably can't really talk about it all that much.
Oh, divorce lawyers? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I used to, when I worked at a wine bar, the wine bar was right across from courthouse, and so we would get the lawyers in after work. You get a couple of vodka sodas in those people, they will tell you what the fuck is up with anything and anyone.
Hey, loose people going through a divorce.
Take note. I know all your shit. Be very nice to your lawyers. I'll say that. Be extremely kind to them because the waitresses at the wine bars across the street know all about it.
Yeah.
Good tippers, though, lawyers. Good tippers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think the thing that she said, like, that was interesting to me was, like, everyone remember that divorce is a business, right? Like, somebody profits from it in the same way that, like, weddings are a business, meaning that the longer a divorce takes, the longer you go back and forth, the more
hours billed,
the more money. This is a business. This is an industry that profits from that, which I think is interesting in the same way that weddings are. This is an interesting statistic. It takes usually 3 to 5 years for one person in the couple to go back and forth about their decision for divorce, or for a couple to decide on divorce, and an average of 8 years for a couple to get divorced.
Whoa, what?
8. Wild, right?
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That must just make you hate the other person, even if it starts off as amicable as it possibly could be. Like that, surely that just makes you.
I don't think that there's such a thing as amicable divorce. That's
no, because that's
I
what
don't
I
think
mean.
there
Like
is.
I think
Yeah.
the second you start trying to be nice is like that the system's not in place for it.
Exactly.
I know I had a couple of friends growing up whose parents seemed to just have their shit together enough to try and like ascend to a new plane, but I don't know what their actual relationship was like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Here's an interesting one too. Every 42 seconds, there is one divorce in the US.
Oh.
That equates to 86 divorces per hour, 2,046 divorces per day. Like what?
Oh.
Isn't that 86 divorces per hour?
I have to remember how fucking massive the States is.
Oh, yeah.
Often. Like, it's just so big. What were you saying a bit ago? Like, the entire East Coast of the States makes up, like, Canada, just like the East Coast. That's insane.
Oh, yeah. The fact that there's only 41 million people in Canada is crazy.
Why do you have that statistic handy? It's so weird. It's like I can't remember where we were driving, and Jack was like, what's the population of this random fucking town that you don't live in, by the way, Phoebe? And I'm like, I don't know.
I think that's an American thing. It's weird. Anyways,
But the equivalent, like the other side of this is that there's 86 divorces per hour, but there's 230 marriages.
That's just Vegas. Pumping them out.
Exactly. Which leads to the percentage is like 40 to 60% of marriages will end in divorce. And it's less for same-sex couples, 20%, which is interesting.
I have a friend, a lesbian friend, who's been divorced twice. And I was like, how does it feel to be? I know. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Shocked.
Isn't that crazy?
Shocked right
I
now.
know.
I am shocked.
Lesbians are like penguins, you know?
What?
I know. Both times to women. She's not one of, like, I was telling you this pandemic, all my straight friends were married to men and they had children. And then at the end of the pandemic, I had a bunch of non-binary lesbians in my life that were separated from men. Like, that's what happened to my friend group. And they're always like, your turn.
Yeah.
I'm like, leave me alone.
Funny. Yeah. I mean, that's what the pandemic did. So many people got divorced. during the
So many
pandemic.
people got divorced. And then so many people had babies too. Why are you doing that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Dumb. Respectfully, you're stupid. Anyway. Like, you meet someone like a 5-year-old now or like a 4-year-old. You're like, that was a choice.
Yeah. Like yeah. That poor kid. Anyways, okay.
Different trauma. Moving on.
I think we talked about this, but children of divorce are more likely to get divorced themselves. And I think what's interesting is that my friend was like, I can tell when the couple are both like children of divorce getting divorced, like they approach divorce differently.
Because they're slay at it. They're just bad at things.
Which I think isn't like, I think that proves your point from earlier. What else? Oh, I find this kind of fascinating. If you're married, it is more likely that you will get divorced in your lifetime than get in a car accident.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I think it's crazy that most people, that's implying that most people go throughout their life without ever getting in a car accident. I don't know about you, but I've gotten in quite a few car things. And I'm only 33.
I've been hit by a car more than once in my life, which I feel embarrassed about to say to people. Like, it's so embarrassing being hit by a car.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Anyway.
That doesn't feel right to me, but whatever. It's whatever. What else? Oh, if you've gotten divorced once, you're 60% more likely to get divorced again. Which I feel like it's like, okay, I've gone through heaven, hell. I can do it again. You know, I know how this works.
Do you think at that wedding, you're like, I take thee, Kelly, lol, for now, maybe. like at your second, third wedding, what are we doing at that point?
Probably.
Or it's an option, so you're going to take it. You're more likely to take it, I think. It's
yeah, I know. I just think it's funny to be, I'm just roasting my mother right now.
I was going to say, you're just reenacting the weddings that you've been a part.
I'm like, oh, really? Most of the women in my family have been married 3 times. That seems to be the general lucky number.
Wow.
I'm not even on one yet. So
I know.
I got to get it together.
You got to get it together.
Who's my forever husband? I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. And then I really loved that she shared this with me, which is 70% of divorces are filed by women across age groups.
Yeah, that's because men can't make decisions.
Men can't make decisions.
That's just
women
true
leave.
Breakups too. Men don't break up with women. Whenever I hear a man saying that he broke up with their girlfriend, I'm like,
yep. I also, what's that comedian? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. She reminds me so much of you, and she does a lot of stuff that I'm like, this is what Phoebe is going to do. But I can't remember. It's such a funny joke. She's like, women leave and like women initiate divorces because a woman can't possibly do this kind of like finagling thing that men do. Like, men have second families. Women can't have second families because they're the one.
Do you know how like boilerplate boring whenever I talk about like, I just think it's like when people talk about like, oh, back in the day things were so much like, no, they were way more messier. Men had Simon's grandmother's father. Have I told you this?
No.
Simon's great grandfather had another family. So his like he left his grandmother's family. Am I making sense right now? Simon's great grandfather. Whatever. The Berlin Wall facilitated him having two different families that never had to meet each other because he was like booting around across Germany, had one family on the east side, another family on the west side, never showed the two meet because there was a damn wall there.
That's so wild. And
Isn't
like
that insane?
men can kind of like live that way or make that happen or whatever because they're not the ones like making the meals and going to their jobs and cleaning the toilet. Like women don't have second families because they don't have any fucking time.
They don't have time.
So like they're gonna leave to go to go get what they do want because they can't have this like both like all of the world's happening at the same time.
Because men can go golf. They have time to go and golf, and they have time to inseminate another fucking woman. And like. Yeah.
So why would they leave? Why would they leave? Like, you know, like
because while they're on the fucking golf course, someone's looking after their entire life. Anyway,
women leave even though it's dangerous a lot of the time, even though it's like more financially difficult. Women do the hard fucking thing.
I have a divorce tip. Separate bank accounts. Don't go 50-50 on things. And women keep money. I don't say separate bank accounts for men. Women have separate bank accounts from your husbands. Oh, yes. Keep your own money. Keep around roughly 5 figures handy.
To be able to
That's
leave.
a top tip, to be able to leave.
Yeah.
Anyway, we asked the girls to write in.
Yes.
This is technically a listener app because you guys are so funny. I love when we ask our listeners questions because you guys are crazy. Affectionate.
Like us. You're in the right place. You're in the right place.
You came to the right place. Actually, and also I love who writes in. Like, I'm just looking at the demographic of people. So our first question was, are you a child of divorce? 56% of you said, yeah, obviously. 34% of our listeners said, no, I'm not broken. Brag. You're just broken in a different way. And then 9%, I put this up for jokes, you guys are funny, said, I wish.
Yes. That's so real. That's so real. Yes. Yep. That's funny. We asked, are you divorced? 20% said, hell yeah, brother. Love.
Hell yeah, brother.
72% said nope. And again, 8% said, I wish, which I love.
I should have changed that to not yet.
Yes, not yet, not yet.
Not yet. I see divorce in my future. Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, yeah. And then our question was, what do you wish people knew about divorce? I wish it was so, I think this is supposed to say, I wish it wasn't so fucking dramatic, like chill out, this is a good thing. I usually, when people tell me they've broken up with somebody, I say, oh, congrats. I feel like that's a nice thing to say because people act like someone died. Usually,
yes, exactly.
It's usually a good thing.
Yes. I like this one. You're still in a relationship with your ex if you have children with them. Exactly. Yep. Like what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it. If you're staying for the kids, you're only doing everybody a disservice. Hell yeah. We have a very pro-divorce crowd here at the pod. Vows mean nothing if it's wrecking you. Get out if it's not serving your greatest good.
I like this one. The process of getting divorced sucks, even if it's amiable. Is that supposed to be amicable?
Yeah.
But the process of getting divorced sucks, even if it's amicable. But then it's like you're in a secret club. Yeah, of good skin and good sex.
I love that. Yeah,
hot
apparently.
skin and hot sex.
Yeah. That kids aren't broken by it always. Hell yeah.
Yeah, the kids are being wrecked by the other shit that's already going on.
It's not the divorce. They're better off.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we've got? Oh,
Okay.
gossip stories.
So yeah, we asked for some stories. I'm going to start with one of my personal favorites.
Okay.
Yeah, we asked for gossips. We asked gossips. We asked for gossip. We asked for the tea. I asked for, your general divorce thoughts, and we got this one. Okay. Sliding in the DMs for the divorce episode because my parents had a very messy separation involving an affair with one of my school friends' parents. Fuck. I added that. I wish people knew that they could and should talk to their kids and ask them if they're okay and get them help. My parents freaked out and pretended like nothing was. My parents freaked out and just pretended nothing was weird. Nothing weird was happening and kept buying me shit like trampolines.
I know.
My parents never did that. They never competed for my affection. Like people talking about I got to go on double vacation. That didn't happen. My parents were like,
I was spoiled.
You're getting double gifts.
Mm-hmm.
No, that wasn't happening. Actually, trauma. My mom. No, I won't. It's fine. I'll tell you later.
Okay, great. I was gonna say we've never told each other our divorced kid story.
It's pretty generally boring. I feel like it's not something I'm thinking about all of the time. I've processed enough of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't good.
No,
it was a moment. I can say that. It was a moment. It was a moment of time. There was before, and then there was after. Okay, they kept on buying me shit like trampolines. Also, the other day, I found the album that was my mom's divorce album, which was Music by Madonna, which is a crazy pick. Dad's divorce album was Moby Play, Obvi. Divorced Dads Rise Up. Also, I love both my parents, and now we'll go on holiday together. That's fucking mad. Simply can't imagine that. And do Christmas together.
Really?
I have a cousin who does that with her. Her and her partner have been split up my cousin's entire life, and they still do Christmas together. He's never had to pick where to go for Christmas, which is amazing, which is the grown-up mature thing to do. Okay, anyway, but still the legit reason why I'm constantly waiting for a bomb to drop on my head at all times. Love that. Yeah. My dad's divorce album, actually, I told you this. Did I tell you this? My dad had a divorce album.
Justin Timberlake.
And then he had a breakup. He broke up with his girlfriend. Sorry, no. This was after. This was my stepmom. My dad and my stepmom split up, which is a whole other can of worms. When I say my ex-stepmom, people have conniptions about that. It's pretty funny. You can always tell who has had a nice life when they react to my ex-stepmom. Anyway.
All the different blended families.
Yeah. They're like, what? How does that work? I'm like, your dad is unpleasant to women is how it happens. Anyway, he split up with my stepmom and then fell in love. And so he was listening to Mirrors. No, it wasn't 2020, Justin Timberlake. Oh my God. That's an insufferable album on a good day. Watching your middle-aged father rock out to JT is, I was like a teenager too. It was horrible. It was horrible.
That's wild.
That's really the kind of trauma that you're being inflicted, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Guys, I love that everyone was so generous and shared with us. This is great. Okay.
I know.
My ex and I were together for 1,000 years and have all the same lifelong friends. So even though we were minimal contact through the separation proceedings, we were in the same BFF group chats and everything. Wow. Now everything has settled and we're in an awkward phase. Do we become friends again phase? Tomorrow is a mutual BFF's going away party, and I'm contemplating whether or not I should hitch a ride with my ex or not. Pros: I don't have to pay for the train. Cons: in a car with my ex for an hour plus.
Take that man's money. Take that man's money. Take his gas. Use up his car.
Also, get in that car headphones.
Hi. Lock in.
Like,
or grab the
boundary.
aux cord. Or just grab the aux cord. Don't speak. Aux cord
Actually,
only.
you know what? Drive the car. Tell him to get out and get in the car and drive it.
No, tell him to get out, get in the back seat. Put the aux cord in. Yes, I like that.
You're not
I
here.
like that.
You're not here. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so funny. That's so funny. I like this one. This one's a quickie, but it said not from a divorced fam, but now I'm part of a blended fam, and it's not easy.
No.
Got heard from the step parents. I think being a step parent is one of the worst gigs you can possibly get.
It's hard. Yeah, I can't
My
imagine.
stepdad, Mark, has been on the receiving end of a bunch of shit
Mm-hmm.
from me.
Mm-hmm.
And he just has listened to it. Because you get no opinion as a step parent. You don't get to weigh in. It's not about you. It's an act of ego death.
Yes, it is. It is. It's an ego death for sure. Mm-hmm. And I have never had any step parents.
You've never had any step. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. My parents have dated other people, but not.
You've never been, yeah.
I've never been involved.
My parents.
And part of me is like, slay. Keep that away from me.
Yeah, they've never really been single. My parents.
Yeah.
They just
Well, that's because your parents are hot divorcees. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Please don't talk about it. My entire life, that's all I've heard. Phoebe, your dad's hot. Your mom's hot. I know.
Because they are.
They made a sexy baby too, okay? Like, I can't help it. My brother loves to talk about how handsome my dad is all the time. And I'm like, you're so weird.
That is so funny.
He's like, look at him.
Also, very interesting too. Every kid's different opinions of their divorce, of your parents' divorce, right? Like if you have siblings, I always find that kind of fascinating.
Oh, where were you raised? What house did you grow up in?
Exactly.
That's what I'm always saying. Oh,
Exactly.
my God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We also asked for some songs, right? Some
yes.
your divorce songs.
We asked for the breakup songs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you mentioned Adele. Are you talking about 30?
Oh yeah.
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 Is that is that one?
Mhm.
I don't have any lyrics. Is that album?
I have no idea what you just.
And time attending by to turning tables.
No, it's not that album. No,
Turning tables.
no. It's not
My
that
favorite
album.
Adele albums. Seven I can defend to do. I like the thinking Simlish. I don't know the lyrics.
This is fascinating to me that you're able to hold those though, and like keep on going without the lyrics.
Yeah, I don't know the lyrics, but I'm not about it.
Mm-hmm.
Before I can't hit the low now. Go, cause I've been by myself all night long. I love that song.
That's not it either. But I love all of Adele's album, but I really love 30 because again, she was going through a divorce. It's like slay for the art. It's great.
I do love that album.
It's one of the best songs ever. I love that song. And like then she enters her party era, and we get like "Can I Get It" and "All Night Parking," and she's like going
I was gonna say
out.
"All Night Parking" is one of my favorite songs, but it's not as like I love singing along to Adele. Hoping you're someone I used to know. So
yes,
good.
exactly.
Anyway, let's get to the listener responses. We've been recording for so long.
We did this. The fact that this is a second recording is crazy.
I know, and I was like, it'll be faster. No, it's not. We talk so much. Okay.
Take a Bow by Riri.
Got a round of applause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so
Very entertaining. Is that song?
So good.
Cause you put on quite a... Okay, yeah, cool. Great. Take it to the bridge.
Don't tell me you're sorry cause you're not.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Rihanna? I've got a... What have I got? She's got something for everybody. You know, like if there's
yeah.
if you need a moment, a song, go to Rihanna.
Oh, go to Rihanna for sure. Yeah.
Best thing. Is that
Best thing by Anaya?
Yeah,
I always feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong though.
No. This is Slay. Slay. I don't get demonetized.
I also love that as like best thing. Yes, I love that. Okay.
Yep.
Anything Fleetwood Mac.
Word.
Yes.
Stevie Nicks. You will never get away from the sound of the woman that loves you. I desire to haunt men in that way. And the way that Stevie Nicks has haunted Lindsey Buckingham for decades and ate out to dinner, went to lunch on it.
Yeah. And had them perform it with her on stage.
While looking into his eyes.
Exactly.
In the 1993 rendition at the Hollywood Bowl. That's amazing. When I'm having a bad day, I watch that on YouTube. I think that's it. I think that's it from everyone and everything. I cannot believe how long we were talking, but I guess this is what happens when we take a little bit of a break. Well,
and this
break
is
from
what
recording.
Happens. Yeah, and this is what happens when the listeners have a lot to say. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much. I love doing listener apps. They're fab. Oh my God, I meant to do this. I meant to do a year of the pod check-in. We'll do it another time. It's fine. But leave your ratings and reviewings. We love them. Keep them coming. It helps so much. And so if you have an opinion about divorce, if you agree, if you disagree, let us know. You can leave us a little note in the review. I love to hear it. I went on Spotify the other day to check in because apparently you can rate things. We have 5 stars on Spotify. So Apple's best, but we do have 5 stars on Spotify.
Amazing.
So thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, gals, pals.
Yeah. I don't think we have anything super messy DIY quest is still going if you want some creative prompts from us. And let us go.
Let us go. Bye.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.